So totally I have to say that after riding many motorcycles in the past 1 year, I have to say that I haven't felt this kind of a love with any other motorcycle now, because it's sporty, it's fast, it's very comfortable. What's up YouTube, welcome back to another video, and that too on the Kawasaki Ninja ZX-14R. It's an amazing day, and you know the reason why it is. My first proper hyperbike experience. I've ridden the Busaf, not to this extent, but this machine just stole my heart, man. And what a machine. I mean, it's truly a missile built by Kawasaki racing team. Just the right ingredients that you need if you want a big bike feel. I mean, I really got astonished to ride this motorcycle because it's so easy to ride. It just looks like a ship, it handles like a boat. That's my feel. Even though it's so huge, I'm able to ride this motorcycle very comfortably inside city, and on the highways, you know, it's a hyper bike. Next level thing, I want to say that the ZX-14R can be considered as a synonym for flying low. That's this machine. You don't know what speed you're cruising in. You're so comfortable. You are under that air pocket. Even though with the stock visor itself, I'm so comfortable riding this motorcycle on this kind of an Indian highway. So let's look each and everything. Coming on to the front section, you can see that massive looking headlight. I remember like few years ago, I just started motorcycling and all, and I wanted to buy a Duke 390. I visited the KTM showroom. Those days, I think the KTM and Kawasaki had some relationship because they used to be side by side. And I've seen this motorcycle there. Oh man, that day itself I'm taken. And the looks, yeah, it's quite intimidating and sweet. All those fins and all. These are not just simply made fins. These are like heat management fins as well. And you'll see a dip in the plastic over here where you can keep your leg comfortably there inside the air pocket. Coming onto the tail section, this doesn't have that huge stock exhaust. This has two brothers, which is very nice. The longer the exhaust, the nicer the sound it is. Personally, I really don't like too loud songs. This one has a lot of bass and very, very nice sound. By the way, this is a 2017 edition Kawasaki ZX-14R, and this was the last outgoing model of ZX-14R in India. So especially you can see that I got to know that this Öhlins rear suspension comes only with this model. And yeah, of course, this motorcycle is actually very rare to see. And looking around the tail section, yeah, this comes with a tail tidy. What a big tail, man. It's so huge. And coming onto the seat and all, look at the pillion seat. I mean, you'll sleep on this seat. I cannot literally say that because we have other big touring bikes like the Honda Goldwing, and also those kind of baggers are there. But still, on a fast super bike tourer, what I'll say that this seat is so comfortable. The seat height is very less, but even then, this motorcycle is comfortable for short riders and tall riders. You look at the mirror design and all, man, it looks very nice. It really has that design where it is meant to hit the 299 mark. By the way, the speedo actually shows 300 km per hour. According to some other YouTube videos, I can pretty sure say that this is one among the few motorcycles which uses the speedo completely. And what an amazing looking speedo, man. You have to press a little forward. That's it. So what you see over here is a beautiful analog speedometer, analog tachometer, which shows 11k red line, and this is the gear position indicator, and you have few analytics based on the trip meters and all. And here it's engine temperature, the time, the odometer, and there are two power modes. That's it. There are two power modes. One is L, which I think low or linear or whatever you can call it as, and the next one is F. The motorcycle has 3 traction control levels. So once you set the riding modes, you can actually set the traction control as well. So the difference between the power mode L and F is that F is 100% power and L is 75% power. And it's so beautiful, man. I mean, the power delivery and everything is so beautiful. It just picks from every other gear. Like, I mean, that 4-cylinder 1400cc, just an icing on the cake, man. And some people say that these motorcycles has to be 6 cylinders and all, but I'll say that 4 cylinder itself is enough. 6 cylinder is something different that will actually add a lot of weight, and it will become an altogether different bike. But yeah, this is also very heavy. Like if you try to take out from the parking lot, it's a bit heavy, but once it's rolling, man, after 10 km per hour, this is even more comfortable than my CBR 650R. Trust me, I'm not bluffing. So as I mentioned, it's a pretty low seat height motorcycle, but still the thing is, I'm kind of tiptoeing on this side when I have a planted foot on this side because the seat is actually very wide. And oh man, look at this. Beautiful, isn't it? So to walk you through all the switches on the handlebar, what you see over here is the high beam and low beam. Here you have the pass switch, and there are very basic controls over here. It's like range, battery, outside temperature, current mileage, and average mileage. That's what you see over here. And if you click on the lower button, you'll see the trip A, trip B, odometer. That's all. And when you press the set button over here, you can change the riding mode. And you press the set again, it will ask for the traction control. 3 levels of traction control. That's it. And coming out to this side, again basic switches. So let's fire it up. boy. And I have to say that these mirrors are super functional. I really love it. This is what you need. In fact, there are very less motorcycles which can compete with this and make a presence in the rear view mirror, but still Kawasaki has made a good rear view mirror, because this motorcycle was one of the fastest accelerating at one point in time, and definitely this can touch the gentleman's agreement. Whoa. Oh my god, I'm talking like a kid now. But I know that I have to be very serious with the power because it's a hyper bike. I don't know whether you have noticed, this has gone past to a different level of speed itself, but it's not intimidating. It's so cool and so nice. The motorcycle is actually running in lower power mode, but still it gave a very nice and sweet feel that I reached some speed. Wow. Let's put it onto the F mode. Traction control is full and it's in F mode. What a beautiful machine, man. What a beautiful machine. The traction control is in 3 and it's interfering too much. So yeah, let's talk about the ergonomics first. Extremely comfortable ergonomics, be it on the city or on the highway. I'm not saying that it's a very nice city bike and all, but as I mentioned, in India we cannot avoid these city rides. When you come back from your rides and all, you have to touch the city at least for 30 minutes or 1 hour. That is generally the most crucial and the tiring part of a journey. Generally, I've seen I never get tired when I ride on highways, but I get tired when I ride inside city. So yes, when it comes to suspension, the suspension is actually adjustable, and currently I have set it to the softest side. I haven't touched the front suspension. The front is already soft when it gave to me. The rear one, I have made it to my settings. I made it super soft. It's so comfortable. My bums are like super happy with it. Yeah, this doesn't come with slipper clutch. It's fast, it's not intimidating, it's comfortable. So yeah, when it comes to the riding ergonomics, I have a little bit of sportiness to my upper body. It's not like the general super sport riding posture. It's very comfortable, and the lower body is actually equally comfortable. The foot pegs are not so raised. It's in the right position where I want, and there are enough of legroom for me. You can see that. That means the taller riders also won't be having any problem. And you might have seen, it's a very huge engine, and I'm running on the 6th gear at a speed of 80 km/h. So if I open the throttle, the engine picks it up. Super smooth, super smooth. So engine wise, it's super fun to ride, it's super easy to ride. But the thing is, you should be very responsible in riding this motorcycle because it's pretty fast. I'll say that if you are having some experience on a 600cc, you'll be able to jump onto this motorcycle and whack it open. But the thing is, even though it doesn't intimidate you, traffic conditions and everything is so intimidating, so you have to keep that in mind. So one place where I feel that this motorcycle can have some improvement is braking. The front brakes actually feels a little bit spongy. I feel like I need some more braking power on this one, especially since this motorcycle is a bit huge, and definitely this can go on very high speed. And the other add-on electronic features which comes with the motorcycle is of course the traction control. The traction control is actually kicking up very easy on the roads. I believe that yes, it has overwhelming power, and when I whack it open, that itself is giving slight amount of tire spin. That's why it is kicking very early. So I've asked few people who have ridden the Busa and the 14R. So they were telling that Busa is good, definitely a good motorcycle, but when it comes to 14R, it's like pure love. because the comfort, the kind of feel this motorcycle gives is extremely brilliant. And I already told that this motorcycle is a 2017 model, so at that point in time it was around 24 lakhs on road for this motorcycle. And if you plan to buy this motorcycle, then you have to take this motorcycle for service once in 6,000 kilometers, which will cost you something roughly by 12,000. The parts change is extra, so you have to be very careful with it. I mean, very careful in the sense, Kawasaki parts are a bit expensive. Servicing this motorcycle for 12,000, it's kind of a very nice deal, but the parts are like quite expensive. And I believe that this motorcycle will give a mileage of around 12 to 15 km per liter. Well, that is good for a hyper tourer like this, and we have an enormously huge tank which is like 22 liters. Well, that's good. It will give you a good tank range as well. So totally I have to say that after riding many motorcycles in the past 1 year, I have to say that I haven't felt this kind of a love with any other motorcycle now, because it's sporty, it's fast, it's very comfortable. So if you plan to buy this motorcycle, let me share my very small experience which I had with this motorcycle. This motorcycle is like extremely comfortable for highway touring. Call it any speeds, you can ride at that speeds with all confidence, because it's so stable on highways. And if you have to ride this inside city, like of course not like a daily motorcycle, it doesn't heat up so much and all. And the heats are actually diverted away from the rider's body, which means your thighs won't be getting baked. And yes, of course, this has a lot of ground clearance problem. That's actually a one major pain point. And one another thing which I noticed is that you whack up on the throttle, this can pull a wheelie on the first or the second gear. So the thing is, it's such a huge motorcycle and it doesn't comes with a steering dampener. So if you are purchasing this motorcycle, what I'll say that invest some money on installing a steering dampener as well, because tank slappers are just one step away from those wheelies. That's what I feel. But if you are an experienced person who does wheelie, that doesn't matter for you. So that's my take on the ZX-14R. I hope you like this video, and as always, show some love in the form of likes and comments. See you in the next video. Until then, bye bye.